points. He's not going to let it happen 2 games in a row.
Damon, you're very right there, and I think Mitch is determined. You can see in the warm-ups as Pinder gets an easy look at the bucket. Run a set, 5 passes, get something.
Exactly.
Look again, that's just too sloppy, and that's not winning basketball.
I was talking to Will Cummings before the game, having a little chat about how do you find NBL compared to Europe.
Perth, who were slow starters on Friday night. Started well here. Cotton.
Well, Jack, this is a bit of a theme. And he really wanted this team to come out and show these fans what they're about. This is their first official home game where he can damage the Wildcats defense.
And Christian Doolittle, nice touch.
Doolittle with a soft touch from the corner. And also Reese Vague, because we know we're going to get from their backcourt, and we know we're going to get from Mitch Creek. But I think that's that position where Craig can provide. Good drop off.
The Creek somehow found a way to get Tyler Cook the basketball.
Nice and patient in transition. They pushing the ball down the floor a bit there, made things happen. You got the extra pass. Good things starting to happen.
Webster short on the 3. And Creek looks invigorated, looks a little stiff and sore on Thursday.
Gets that 50-50 ball, goes coast to coast with it, and uses the right hand nicely.
And there's Keanu Pinder, who is the ultimate bailout play. Derek and Damon about Will Cummings coming from Europe. What about a guy like Christian Doolittle here, who's just past Webster to Pinder? Only just arrived with the Wildcats. What does that adjustment period look like?
Every time, Derek. You see, Gary Armano, my brother, he just checks in straight away. His penetration gets creaky, his shot. He didn't hit it, but that's the kind of shot he needs as Bryce comes down and hits the 22-foot layup.
Checking in again. Got some early minutes on Thursday. Ruben Tarangi, the Tall Blacks captain. Nice start for his afternoon. It's Gary Brown, who didn't play on Thursday night in the season opener with a hip complaint. Looks good to go this afternoon. Creek for 3.
Creek for 3.
Once he gets in here.
So the Wildcats were away to an 8-0 start, but the Phoenix have clawed their way back. Ruben Tarangi aggressive. 1-point game. Alex Sarr also out there, so a young lineup here for the Wildcats, but led by the competition's very best. Cotton underneath for Harris.
Nice. He got the switch he wanted. As soon as Bryce saw Mitch on him, he had no choice but to attack.
10 on the clock. Cotton. Inside to Sarr. Turn around and the finish. What about the touch from the French next up? Tyler Cook's had a productive first quarter. That time, though, Sarr's long levers did enough to wrench it away. Cotton, the dive for Henschel. You're kidding me.
Okay. Do some work with the grown men as Bryce flips that one over, and he just gets up with the ease.
And great awareness from Cotton. And they can measure themselves against young pros and see where they stand. And Henschel was very good. Sarr was very good. And he gets a look from up top. Bang for Alex Sarr.
That's deep. Leonard Copeland.
You guys do realize I'm in the building. I am in the building right now.
Here's Creek.
John really is doing something that we used to do back in the day. Bryce contemplated the whole first quarter, and he started the second.
There's no reason for him to come out of the game as Sarr attacks. Grim attack right away out of the... Phoenix just have to look after the ball. The 6 turnovers in the first quarter, that's a recipe for another L. Once they tighten that up after the first few minutes, they were a lot more efficient offensively, and Cook's done a really good job in this game thus far.
Here we go.
Chris Reed, James Boyer, Jackie Dover. Our 3 officials this afternoon. Cotton for Pinder.
Beautiful 2-man game.
Too many easy touches. You got to be more physical with him. Get him away from the scoring zone.
Ben Ayre started on Thursday night in the absence of Gary Brown. Underneath Tyler Cook.
The Harvey Norman replay. Ayre to the rack. And look at that. Elevation. And Ben Ayre had a good game the other night in patches.
And Derek, just a little trivia for you.
Yeah.
Tyler Cook out of University of Iowa. Our partner Steve Carfino out of Iowa. There was another Sydney King. As C. Webb, Corey Webster knocks down a triple.
More engaged, more in sync, especially offensively. And I think we're doing that right now early on. And so,
oh my God.
Goodness.
Whoa.
Hopefully we can keep the guys off the offensive glass.
Which, when you say it like that we haven't seen the best of Keanu Pinder, that's frightening in some respects. Here's Cummings with a layup. Around 1 point game. Henschel had it stolen away by Cummings in the open court. Phoenix take the lead.
But he's played himself back into the game. It is good to see him and Gary Brown out there together. Will Cummings is from Jacksonville, Florida. His 7-footer. Sar does his jump hook.
Seems to be a target, Damon.
Me and Chris got along good back in the day.
He was younger.
Sar over the top. He's 9 from 9 in his NBL career so far.
Alex Sar has an unstoppable shot. Like Bryce Cotton's back through the legs. That shot that Bryce got nobody to guard as Gary answers back.
Tonight, can you see a point where Alex Sar starts in his team?
At some point, but I think John really is already Will Cummings. Rock solid finish.
Creep into your team. You can't display it, but I think he's about to blow.
Here's Ben Henschel. Vastly talented young man, 19 years of age. Now Cotton to the other end, explodes to the basket.
Dynamite athleticism, Jack.
Shout out to all the Brisbane Lions supporters who are probably still feeling it. Creep muscles his way in.
Players got to come out every 3 minutes.
You don't.
You don't.
Henschel, same spot, got it again.
He's a good-looking basketball player. Nice stroke.
On the back of having 35 on debut for the Wildcats Friday night. Tyler Cook goes down. Cummings in the mid-range displays his offensive skills.
Will Cummings.
Right.
The Phoenix got him right where they want him.
49 apiece at John Cain Arena. Tyler Cook, all class. 14 points on 6 of 9. Doesn't get that to count. Air fires away. Over the top of Cotton.
Not only has Ben Air just hit this 3 ball.
Creek isolates Doolittle. It drops.
We got an Air Creek junk.
And it's quite clear that Bryce is getting frustrated with it too.
And he's not getting involved, Jack. Everybody else has got to make plays, which happens to be as Keanu finishes right there. But
Webster sees it. It's only Moller ahead. So kick it out to Henschel. Classy move once again from the teenager.
Put Pinder in the pick and roll.
Cummings slashes through the middle.
Come on, Big Will.
Mitch Creek, the leading scorer for the Phoenix with 15. Little floater is nice, and Cummings has got 14 of his own now.
And that's the game plan. That's how it's got to be. Bryce is that good.
Let's get over to Nerily Meadows.
Phoenix really happy with their defense at the moment. Mitch Creek was the first one to note it during that timeout. Solid on D and in rebounding the skippers.
Hey, you guys are absolutely right. Had a guy named Andrew Days with me. We put up 60 points between us. So that offense was pretty much our defense.
Lesson the youngsters out there, Jack. You didn't get a lot of playing time. You might have got a DNP in game 1. He could have. Oh, hell!
Tyler Cook slams it down and wants to tell Alex Sar all about it. Let's have another look on the Harvey Norman replay. Tyler Cook's been to the NBA. That's where Alex Sar's heading. A little history lesson, perhaps.
Now we talking.
64-58. Phoenix looking so much better tonight.
Mi hermano!
They led by 4 at quarter time, 3 at halftime, and are up against it right now. Kenyon tipped in by Creek.
Outstanding basketball by mid.
Round 1 has been fascinating. Brown stole it.
And okay.
He thought about it.
Finish a quarter. The last few possessions each. Got to be efficient.
Creek again. 23 points now.
He's devastating like that.
Usher, that's nice. Wagstaff lost it. Ayers' hands were fast. And he gets to the other end, is rewarded.
Moeller into it.
Time for Air. Oh! Ben Air at the three-quarter time buzzer. Extraordinary corner from Southeast Melbourne.
Well, the 12 points that they conceded, not the 38 that they put on the board. Another big defensive effort there. Big block from Moeller as well. He said that's a great team effort. 12 points defensively. And then
After the press conference, Mike said in that press conference, it's not panic time, because if this was to happen 5 games in a row, then it'd be different. So Mike never lost faith in what his team could produce. And don't forget about Ruby Rude there. Perth, instead of adjusting to it, they complained about it, took them out of their rhythm. And once that rhythm gets kind of shut down a bit, it's hard to get it back. You can't just flick that switch.
Basically generated the defensive intensity coming out of halftime. Those guys get a lot of credit for this turnaround this second half.
Usher with his feet set, that's more like it.
But he's got it developed just as Xavier did. He got the composure, learned the game a little bit more, found how to impact games at a high level, and next thing you know, you're in the league. Points from you, my man. Go ahead and get them late. I don't care how, I only care how many.
Tyler Cook, impressive once more, that's 20 points. He's in a lot of Supercoach teams as well, Tyler Cook. Clearly not yours.
He's my captain, Jack.
Oh, he is too. No wonder you're smiling.
Did you just say Captain Jack on purpose? Because if you did...
It's been a great afternoon here at John Cain Arena.
Oh, Lord.
Cook.
Oh.
And one. He'll sit down now with 12 points, 3 assists, a couple of rebounds, and plus 16 for his time on the floor.
Jokes after the game drive you nuts.
No, you ain't supposed to be in a good mood after that. I played with Johnny in Townsville, and after being 4-1, we proceeded to lose our next 16.
Witness tonight from Craig Moeller. He's going to give Mike Kelly some options on how those lineups look and give them the ability to play a little bit smaller.
Michael Harris with his first points of the day. Henschel read that pass coming in. And the jet.
So a rather humiliating loss.
Full credit as well to Tommy Greer and the Phoenix head office is Luke Rosendale. His first NBL points.
He took it to heart.
Let's get over to Leonard Copeland.
Fellas, I was just about to ask, are you guys trying to get a job from Tommy Greer? It's Tommy Greer Day or something. He's actually standing next to me with the biggest smile on his face.
They're behind kick, but he's got 22 points.
Here we go.
Very efficient, 8 of 13 from the field. He looks like a real player.
Look at this.
More than 6,000 in the house this afternoon. Russo Nance with 2 more late. You were calling a 40-piece at one stage. And it's still a big win for the Phoenix. Late bucket for Henschel.